Thank you. Okay, so I'm thinking that this piece has a lot going on for only being 4 minutes long, and that I just want to look at the first A theme. So let's just try to hang in there until E, and then we'll fix some stuff, unless I get shut down before then. All right. Let's do that again for me. Thank you.
All right, so right now there's probably multiple things going through your head about how you want this to sound better, different, okay? So what's the first thing you want to tackle?
Balance.
Okay. So,
clarity, but I think the balance is affecting the clarity because you can't hear what the priority should be.
okay, so pick a spot
Okay.
where you think it was the most egregious in terms of balance being out of whack, such that you're not getting the clarity that you want.
4 before C.
Okay, so where the theme comes in
Right.
with the trumpets, okay?
Yeah. If we could really have a strong bass line, and let's listen down for that groove. And if you have the ba-da-da-ba, ba-da-da-ba-ba, let's back off a little bit. Trumpets, it's like bass, trumpets. I know that feels weird. I play trumpet. Bass, trumpets.
Okay, so in other words, what you're saying is we want to hear lots of bass.
Yeah.
And then in terms of hierarchy,
Yeah.
second, that's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay, does that make sense, everybody? All right, let's see what that does to the sound.
Let's just go right at B and get into it. Would that be all right?
Okay?
I think that the upper woodwind stuff can be drier and more clear.
Okay, so one of the things, everything you're saying is correct. So one of the things about rehearsing that makes your time the most efficient is finding out exactly what is going to have the biggest impact on the overall effect. And at any given moment, there are multiple things, 5, 6, 7 things that we could point out, right? So that's why I asked her, what's the one thing that she thinks that would make a difference? And you talked about balance. I think that was a good thing. So I'm going to argue that finding the groove will actually help that, and balance is a part of that. So I don't fault you for starting with that. I think that's a great thing. This is the tempo you're at.
It's a little fast. Okay.
So I got 115, 114, and what is it listed at?
104.
104. So I think that in and of itself is going to help this lock in and help the trumpets get the groove a little bit better on that theme and tie in with the bass line a little bit more. Just that minor adjustment. Let's try it, okay?
Okay. Letter B. Can I take it apart, or should I just have them all together?
Just start a beat. Just start a beat. Everybody, just try with this tempo and see what it does.
Letter B as in boy.
Okay, so now you need to adjust your conducting gesture to go with this tempo.
Okay.
And specifically what I'm talking about is, I think that you need a little more weight feel to your beat.
Okay.
Okay? So the way you're conducting is at that faster tempo, and now we're kind of like, there's just a little bit more weight to it, and I think it's going to make our tuba player back there like he's going to feel that what are they saying? Fat, right? The note, a fat note. Isn't that what you jazzers say, right? Something about being fat, the note? Yeah. Okay, maybe so. Let's go back to B and see if you can just get a little bit more. Okay. See, I'm going to.
Okay.
Try it.
Letter B again.
You guys, she has some fantastic facial expressions. It's really fun to watch you because you're having fun and you're really showing some great mood to this piece. Let's talk about this tempo change here.
Okay.
Okay. So when we get to this moment, what you actually need to do is get more clarity by eliminating some of the rebound.
Okay.
So we're going along. Chuck, kick, cock. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay. All about clarity, right? We've been talking about that this afternoon, right? And that's the other thing that you're doing, you'll see in the video, is you're bringing your body into it a little bit. So all of us, so many of us do this. It's like, we bring our bodies, we're gonna will the tempo into moving faster, okay?
Yeah.
So let's try, start right on the clarinet solo, and just remember, go into a little bit drier as you go through that cello rondo into E, okay?
Letter D. D is in dog.
Huge difference, right? Yeah. It's so clear, and they followed you immediately. Do it again. There's something happening.
Do you know what it is?
Is it slowing down?
It is. You guys feel it?
Yep.
Slowing down a little bit. Who is driving the tempo here? Lorenzo, what do you have there? Tuba. Okay, so that has some to do with it. Yeah, the percussionists are all back there going, "Hey, what about us? Remember us back there?" So is it the hi-hat? So again, you guys, use your eyes. Use your eyes. What's happening? Oh, there it is. Hi-hat. Right here with me, man. Connect right with the player on that.
Okay.
Okay, and that's, again, as Chris was saying, conduct with your ears, right? What's happening right now? Who needs me? What do I need to go to? Let's start right at E. My students will probably know what I'm going to say. What do you do if you want the band to play faster?
Connect faster.
Conduct faster! Okay, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by conduct faster? Conduct slightly ahead. It's very slight. Conduct slightly ahead so that they see that they're actually slightly behind. Go with me there at E. Here it is. 2, ready, and. Looking right at him, and he looked at me like I was crazy. That's okay. That's okay. Let's try it again. Okay, E, ready, and. Okay, so it was a couple of things. So yeah, conduct faster, but connect first. And then, maybe sometimes you do thing 1, doesn't work. You do thing 2, doesn't work. You do thing 3, right? Tony's been saying, like, you're at a concert. What are you gonna do? You can't stop. You can't stop, right? So I'm like. And she had her own version of that, which was like, she was giving the sideways eye. And maybe it doesn't work, and then you try something different. Okay. Good. Let's see if we can transition. We got just a few more minutes here. You want to do E again? Sure. Okay. And then let's transition back into the slower tempo. we're gonna give you another shot at that, but I wanna say something that Professor Maiello just said to me, which, so I said conduct faster, right? But with that, drier, right?
Yeah.
So if you add a bunch of rebound and get bigger, conducting faster doesn't help. So it's the combination of the two. I didn't mean to make so light of that, but just wanted to add that little tidbit. Let's give you another shot at that. Make sure that you don't slow down so much that then you have to speed back up, right? Well, you're supposed to go down to 60, way down, bump, and then back to the recap. Okay? Where do you want to start here? I?
Yeah.
Or back there? Okay.
Letter I, please.
And what I want to point out to you, which you probably already know this, but when you know the music, you really do a great job. And it's clear that she felt very confident in the beginning and then at the recap, right? Because you could see it in her face. She was more connected with you this way and this way. And then you could tell the spots where maybe you were a little bit less certain, and we all have those. But just to remember that the more you feel prepared and you know the music, you know you're going to connect better with the players, okay? Great job.